Welcome to Jazz Piano Daily number 125. Today we're going to do part 3 of our creating a jazz piano or a blues piano improvisation. All right, so now we're going to focus most of our energy on these two measures today, the C minor 7 to the F7. And the reason why is I want to really kind of bring in the enclosure work that we did before, right? So now if you go back to Jazz Piano Daily number 9. You can see the jazz piano enclosures. I also have more information on that starting at Jazz Piano Daily number 46 to 50, right? 46 to 50. There's some more information on enclosures. So basically, you can go back there and learn about what enclosures are. Basically what it is, I have a target note, and I might do some other notes to get to that target note. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to show you a couple of different lines and a couple of different ways that we can create these lines going from the C minor to the F. All right, so now one way in which I could create my improvisation is I could say, hey, look, I want to get to that A right there. All right, so now I know I'm on the G for the C minor. And while I'm at it, why don't I get this F7 chord? I'll get that 3-note chord right there. All right, so now I know I'm going from C minor to the F7. And if you want to play the 4-note chord, that's absolutely fine as well. All right, so anyway, C minor 7 to the F7. Okay, so I could do something like that. Let me write it out. I'm going to erase it, but then I'm going to show you something else. Okay, so now let's talk about what's going on here. So I'm on the 5th of C minor. Okay, there's my 5 of C minor. And I'm just coming right down to notes of C minor scale. You can think of this as C natural minor, C Dorian, doesn't matter. These first 5 notes, they're the same for all of the minor scales, okay? And then what did I do here? I kind of went to a minor major 7th, and I resolve down to the 3rd of the F. This is also a double chromatic, right? So I have a double chromatic approach into that A right there, okay? All right, so now I might say, maybe I don't like that. Maybe I don't like going to the major 7th. Okay, so now how can I change it? Okay, that's kind of nice. So then I can do B flat, and then go to G. And then again, here is another, whoops, sorry about that. Here is another enclosure. Okay, this time that is a half step above, whole step below to my target. Okay, now what if I want more notes in there? Well, this is where now I can add in some 16th notes or triplets. So triplets are a good idea. 16th notes work great over funk, rock, stuff like that. Not saying that you're not going to use it in jazz. You definitely will. But for our purposes right now, for our improvisation, we've been using a lot of eighth notes, quarter notes, triplets. So let's stick with the triplets. Now, the challenge is when you change the rhythm to something like triplets, now it's going to give you more notes to work with, right? So now with those more notes to work with, now you got to figure out that could be a blessing and a curse, right? Because you got to figure out, well, that's great, I got more notes that I could play, but now the question is, what notes do I play? First of all, let's get the rhythm. Let's do all triplets, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this note right here into a triplet, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this over. So now we have 3 triplets. So we started with the G, and let's go down my natural minor scale. Okay, so let's try that. Move this out of the way. Okay. I don't know if I love that A flat in there. right, so check this out. This kind of uses those chordals in there. Let me play that for you. So here I have. Okay. So you see I have this right here. This creates my chordal sound. That note, this note, and that note. But I kind of soften that chord up a little bit by coming down to the 9. Now I could also do this, in which I could change my target note. After creating this line, I could say, I don't really like that target note. Instead, let me change this up to a C instead, which is the 5th of F. Sorry. I like that sound. Now, I can also play around with this. What if I want to change it and really kind of get some tension in here? What happens if I change this to a B natural and make that a sharp 11? Okay, that's kind of a cool sound. Let's see what that sounds like along with our iReal Pro track as well. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play these two measures and loop them. C to the A. All right, so now I like going to the I'd have to soften it up a bit, but I don't want to just end on that B. See, I could maybe doing a quarter note triplet in there. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. So let's go into a quarter note triplet there. Whoops, went to the wrong spot there. Sorry about that. Let's do that right here. And let's get into some triplets again. And what did I do here? Yeah, I like that. Now keep our triplet pattern there. And then we end on our B flat. All right, so now we got a really interesting line going on here for the C minor to the F7. All right, what I want to do now is let me go back and I want to just practice just that part right here, going from the B flat over here to at the top of the page to the B flat down here. So I'm going to do the B flat to this B flat right here. Just practice that. right? I really like the angularity in this line, and quite frankly, I feel like this line is the most unique part of the solo, right? Creating that sharp 11 sound in there, doing those quartals in there, this kind of like little turn in here and utilizing the quartal in there as well. I think it really kind of gives it a really kind of a neat modern flavor to it. All right, so let's do the entire thing now. I know it's going to be virtually impossible for you to be able to see this, but I could just about see that myself. And so let's go through and let's do the whole thing here from the beginning. Well, let me start that again. And what is that again here? Okay, there we go. Let's do it again. Try it again. All right, so again, this is just one possibility, right? I mean, you could do, really whatever you want. You take a look at this, utilize the sheet music, utilize this lesson just as a way of spurring some ideas for you to create your own blues solo, right? But notice some of the stuff that's going on here. The accompaniment, you got to really get the accompaniment down, right? You got to make sure you really know those chords. You also notice how the accompaniment, I don't need to like put a lot of rhythm in the accompaniment. I've put some rhythm in the accompaniment, but there's also some chords that are just held out for 2 or 4 beats a piece, okay? You see the angularity in there. We got 2 more measures left to go, which I will finish that up in the next lesson, right? So anyway, go ahead and download the music, practice that. I'll see you in the next chapter. To get the first 45 pages of music for free, just go back to jazzpianodaily.com. If you liked the video, please be sure to click the like button and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. To watch the rest of the lessons in this series, just click on the playlist to the right of this arrow. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.